we'll hop in with the first one. I think you're going to like this first one. So Andrew said the rise of Darth Plagueis. So like getting into his origins and his rise to power, and exploring like his experiments with life and death. And that's kind of like the Plagueis novel, but the Plagueis novel picks up like a good ways in. You don't
that's true.
It's right when he turns into the master. So
yeah,
I would like that.
Yeah, and I think the Star Wars fandom is kind of on a Plagueis kick right now. I think people got their hands on that novel, which has been around for a while, but for whatever reason, like people are into Plagueis right now, so it's a good time.
I'm one
to
of them, yeah.
No, yeah, like I think it would be fascinating, especially because you find that Plagueis is kind of doing things a little bit differently. Like he's kind of manipulating the science and the Force together. And so it would be really interesting to see what pushes him down that path. Like how does he get to be a Sith Lord, and what really compels him to be like, I'm going to do things differently than the guys before me. I think anything Plagueis would be a home run. I think people would love it. But man, especially like early Plagueis, that would be really interesting.
For sure.
I'd be down for that.
Plagueis too, even like his origins and rise to power. If you read the novel, it wasn't just the Force, and it wasn't just the whole science either. He was like a business guy as well. Like he had a lot of money running the banking stuff.
Character.
Yeah. So and just when you read it, some of it does play into canon as well, like showing Palpatine like, hey, this is how we're going to come into power. It's going to be through politics, through business, and then when we get to power, we're going to use the Force. And I mean, they used it, here and there, but it was very kind of conniving how they went about it.
Yeah. And honestly, I think some of the most interesting stuff with the Sith is how people become Sith. Like what drives them, whether it's bitterness or power hungry or revenge or whatever it is. It's really fascinating what drives people to the Sith.
Yeah.
And one of my ideas later is kind of along those lines, because it harkens back to do you remember Screecher's Reach?
Yes,
Star
I remember.
Wars Visions episode?
And Visions.
Yeah. One of my favorite episodes, and it plays out as like this hero, but then you realize it's a Sith origin story, and I just thought that was so cool. So I'd love to get more like how people became Sith, and like really what pushed them into that side of the Force. So that'd be cool to do with Plagueis.
No, I agree, and also like even the Acolyte, we've said it, everyone said it, like had its issues, and the biggest issue is how much money it spent and the viewership it brought in. That's the biggest issue. But story wise, there were some issues, but also there was some good stuff there too. So if you like, hey, we're not going to continue the Acolyte, but we're going to do this little Plagueis story and kind of how he ended up there, and we'll touch on it a little bit later for one of the things I want to see. But just kind of like, okay, Plagueis at this point, what's he doing? And kind of you could branch out that story a little, just Plagueis focus. So I think the Plagueis story is a good one. Now the second one,